Welcome to Beyond the Hustle, the podcast where real stories live. We go beyond the highlight reels and bring you bold, raw, and revealing conversations with entrepreneurs who have hit rock bottom and come back up again. Because you see, behind every successful business lies a story of risk, resilience, and sometimes real failure. This is where we unpack the missteps, the missed chances, the mess-ups that became powerful lessons and stories of success. So if you are looking to build something big, if you are dreaming of setting up a business, or just tired of faking it till you make it, this is your space and this is your show. Here we have real founders, real failures, and real fuel for your journey. Come on, let's go beyond the hustle. Welcome to Beyond the Hustle. It's that time of the week again where we come and share with you some behind the scenes and highlights of the life of entrepreneurs. The goal is very simple, that you will learn something that you can apply to your business. We have made mistakes along the way, but we learn from those mistakes. And I hope that for the next 30 minutes, as you sit with us, you will pick something that you can apply. You'll be inspired to keep going. You will be motivated to pick yourself up if you have had any struggles and keep going. Because trust me, you can go beyond the hustle. So welcome, take a seat, share this with somebody, share the link, and invite another founder to join as we go through today's session. I have with me a very good friend of mine. She inspires me, she motivates me. We compare notes all the time. We encourage each other. I think she's my mentor, I'm her mentor. I don't know which is which, but we hold our hands and we keep going. And I'm so proud of where she has come from and where she is now and where she's going. Help me welcome Clara Pinkrah-Sam, also known as Clatural.
Thank you very much, Doc.
Okay.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you for coming. I know you're very busy, but it will be 30 minutes well spent, because I believe that at a point we are not just working for ourselves, but we are also holding the hands of other people to come up. What has been the part of your entrepreneurial journey that you have found most rewarding? We are coming from the back.
Most rewarding for me would be the impact that my entire setup, my entire operation is having on other people. And in this sense, it's about the social impact on the people that Clatural employs, the environmental impact as a sustainable brand, and obviously our effort towards inclusivity, because at Clatural, we believe that everybody must be involved. Everybody deserves a chance. And so we have a 2% employment reserve for persons living with disability.
All right.
And these are the things that I personally find very impactful and keep me going.
Who is Clara Pinkrah-Sam, and how did you end up with Clatural? Because I know you've worked in other places. I mean, you're a friend. I know the story. You've worked, you've done this, done that. I mean, opened up. One of the things you share consistently is how we are so multidimensional. We can do so many things. And I know you've come from somewhere. So who are you?
Well, I'm a multi-potentialite, and that is to say I'm a very dynamic...
breaking down my way.
I'm a very dynamic woman. I have several wings. I cannot describe myself with one word, but I'm a dynamic leader with multidisciplinary background, from pharmacy to IT, and finally into sustainable fashion, not just fashion, sustainable fashion. At this point, I'm still doing work, my consultancy work. So that's who Clara is. Okay. But I think that under this discussion, let me delve into the fact that I'm the founder and the creative director of Clatural, an ethically sustainable fashion brand in Ghana that has gained international recognition. And I'm also the founder and CEO of CASA, Clatural Academy for Sustainable Art, which is a school that's also part of the UN Fashion and Lifestyle Network.
Okay. You've done a few things in the entrepreneurial space, and usually it will typically start as, okay, I think this can be a good business idea. I mean, typical entrepreneur, the passion, this idea can be good. Which of your businesses, or let me say Clatural, at which point did they hit you that this can be a business that can be sustainable and that can go the long haul? Because sometimes when you start, it's like, let me see it, try and see. It can work, it may not work. But it comes to a point, what made you realize that this is a business I must scale?
Tell you what, it would be very hard for me to remember.
Yeah.
This is because from the beginning, I've believed in myself and I believed in the journey that I was embarking on.
Yeah.
So it would be very difficult to say that I was rebirthed or something at a particular point. I think that before I embarked on that on the journey, I believed in myself. I believed in what I was going to do. Along the journey, I have been evolving, pivoting, shaping it to make it better. But from day one, I knew that this was going to work.
Did you see Clatural where it is now from the beginning?
From the beginning where I saw Clatural, we are not even there yet.
Whoa. How important is it to have that long-term vision? Because, I mean, you are different. I mean, you are in a different class, because a lot of us start and we know it can be big, but let's start with the engine and keep going and growing. But you sort of saw where Clatural is going to be in the future. What informed that?
I think it's basically.
And how has that impacted the way you work?
Okay, it's a very big deal.
Yeah.
To start something and believe in it. What that means is you're going to put in your all and all. You're going to close your eyes not to see things that you don't need to see.
Yeah.
Close your ears not to hear things from people that you don't need to hear. So it's very important for me that I believed in what I was embarking on.
Yeah.
And a typical example here is having to start the business from my home.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of people say, why are you using your
Personal
beautiful
space
or personal space for your business? But in fact, I realized that I had outgrown the house and what I was birthing was big enough to take up a 6-bedroom house.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, yes, I needed to step aside to give Clatural that space.
Okay.
Yeah, something that from day one. I mean, how would you start up a business that has not even been recognized yet and say that you are accepting clients only on appointment basis?
Yeah.
You must have seen something that nobody else is seeing. So at the start, yes, you'll be seen as crazy. You may be termed as too known. You may be seen as not knowing what you want. But tell you what, is you believing in your
that
dream.
vision.
Yes. And having a no matter what attitude and pushing to get it done. Because one of the things is people are doing it.
Yeah.
They've got 2 eyes.
Yeah.
They live in our environment. It's doable.
Yeah. How important is it to start the business from a point where you are determining the pace? Okay. A lot of young people are now starting out and they want a plush office. They want this, they want that, to make everybody look at the business and say, this is, oh, you're doing well. How important is it to start on your terms with what you have, regardless of what people may think?
It is very important. And it is what is going to set the tone for you on that journey, whether you're going to succeed or not.
Okay.
And again, I want to use myself as a typical example. Now with the proliferation of internet and social media and everything, everybody is a winner. Everybody appears to be succeeding. And so showbiz is no longer for just musicians or whatever. Every entrepreneur is almost in the showbiz. Yes. But showbiz is 2 words, show and the business. But people are focusing on the show bit
and living the business.
Yeah. So yes, you can have the most modern office with your ACs on and everything. But at the end of the day, that's just part of branding and marketing. Are you making sales?
Yeah.
That's what is going to, your cash flow is what is going to determine whether the business will thrive or not,
Yeah.
would even grow and survive and thrive or not.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to do things right. It's good. Everybody, I mean, these days, there's competition in everything.
Yeah.
Clients or customers are very sophisticated. They're looking at very nice ambience and, customer experience is very important and all of that. So nobody is saying that you should have garbage around and all of that.
Yeah.
Meeting your clients or developing that ambience that is desirable for your product or services to be purchased or subscribed to doesn't mean you should go for a loan and go and
bank.
do absolutely.
Yeah.
So do things within your limit. In fact, learn to live below your means. If you live within your means, you're only going to survive. So if you have 10 cities, learn to be spending like 3 cities, 4 cities.
Yeah.
If you spend 8 cities, keeping 2 cities, there come a time when there's inflation, the 8 will go to 10 and you will have nothing left.
Yeah. There are many things an entrepreneur should focus on as foundational, no matter how small or big the start is. What would be your top 3? You're starting a business. What are the top 3 things or areas that, even if you don't do anything at all, you should focus on as part of your foundation for the business?
You must really understand the industry you're going in.
Okay.
You need to define your target client and do well to get an excellent way of pricing.
Okay.
Yes, you are either going to underprice or overprice, which will hurt you. And whatever pricing scheme you are using would mean you know your target client. Who are you developing whatever the service or the product? Who are you developing for? Because that determines when people will tell you
whether it's expensive or not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And if you have identified your client, then of course you must look at the product or the service very well. If you're in the premium space, know what they want. If you are in the average space, know what you want. If you are also in the bottom space, know what you want. So it's very important that you get these right. And of course, also, like I said, knowing the industry that you are in. You can't be selling water and not know the stuff around that.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to be on top of the industry that you're going into.
Yeah. I mean, in the book, Beyond the Hustle, you're one of the businesses that I preview. And one of the conversations not just in the book, that we've had over and over, is how you become the brand or the lead marketer for the brand. And if there's anybody that has done this perfectly, it's Clara. I mean, you see the person and you know what the person is doing. You represent the brand. You sell the brand as a person and as a business. Why do you think this is important for every business? Because sometimes you start and you say, I know a lot of entrepreneurs who come to me and say, oh, I don't like sales. So sales is not my thing. I'm just good at the skill and I want to produce. I'll let somebody handle the sales. Why do you think it's crucial that when you start the business, I'm sure at a certain point you get other people to help, but why is it in the first 2 years to become the face of the brand and the chief marketer?
It's critical because you must understand what people are coming to experience. You must first experience it. For instance, if you are selling shito and you have hot, mild, and extra hot, if you are not tasting it and you just put a label there, how would you know that, extra hot is extra hot? Because I mean, all of us like shito, and we know this shito is hot.
Yeah.
This shito is very hot. You must test it.
Yeah.
Now, that is, just on the way. Let me take it to fashion. You must try your pieces to know how comfortable they are. You must understand how it makes you feel. You must understand whether, if a client is coming back to tell you that this thing doesn't look well or this well. Absolutely. I mean, I think that it's in your own interest and that of your clients that you have first an experience of whatever you are selling to them. It's very, very important. In fact, if your product or your service is good enough, why are you not patronizing it?
Yeah.
Why do you want people to come and
Patronize
something you are
patronizing.
claiming is good enough?
Yeah.
You understand? Because I carry several hats, when I started fashion, I've always loved fashion anyway. But when I started to wear my brand, which has unique identity, you can spot miles away, like I'm wearing, people say, "Oh, Clara, where do you get this? I want some." Then I said, "I made it." "Oh, no, you're not serious. How can you?" And I just opened my page.
And then they see that you've
They
made
see
some.
it's serious. And then the orders flow. So be a walking billboard of your brand. If it's a bag, use it.
Yeah.
If it's food and you're going to a place, take a couple of plates or packages, share, let people taste it. Don't even go and say, "This is mine, will you buy some?"
Yeah.
"Oh, I got this, what do you think about it?" Yes, and people will give you feedback. That doesn't mean that the fact that you are trying it first, you would know everything about it.
Yeah.
Yes, you still have the opportunity to take in feedback so that you can shape the product or the service better for your client. But imagine if you have no idea what you are claiming to be good is. Then how do you even convince people? Because again, someone can come to you with a false accusation.
Yeah.
It's only because you have tasted it, whether the service or the good.
Yeah.
That's when you can defend.
Yeah.
Politely. But if you know nothing about, when people come and what they are saying is not true, you'll be forced to even accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it all goes in that direction.
Did you start Clatural with the global market in mind? And I'm asking because you stayed outside of Ghana for some time. Some of us have lived here all our lives. We travel and come, but we haven't stayed there. But you see a lot of businesses, and even the names they pick for the business, the way they define the business, it's local oriented. Like, we don't have any external global market in mind. Did you start Clatural with a global market in mind? And if yes, what were you doing in the beginning to make sure that your brand can go global?
Yes, I did. And what I did was, my target clients are frequent travelers. One of the things that made me go into fashion was the fact that my job made me a frequent traveler.
Okay.
And I was shopping literally everywhere. And I would just reassemble the pieces. And every time people would want to take clothes off my back.
Okay.
Yes. And I knew that if I create something for the women in the space where I was working, they go back and forth traveling at the airports, all of that. And I've had a first-hand experience of what it means to be at a lounge, traveling overnight. You need something comfortable. Yes. Bougie. I know what it means to be in the boardroom, and you still want to sound out and all of that. Yeah. So my experience also shaped the concept and then the target and of course the marketing. So I didn't start to say that I'm selling to people outside of Ghana, but even the people in Ghana who buy the stuff, they themselves travel. And these are masterpieces of wearable art. So right from the airport, from the lounges into the plane, to airports, to their meeting, they were marketing the brand for me. So that's how it started.
Yeah. I believe very much in building, a support system around you. People like you who you can share ideas and you can bounce things off each other. And me and you, one of the things that we've done quite a bit is, Charlie, what a grant way. Have we applied? I don't remember one of such that we actually let's do some FBI work, and found that the thing was not, but let me come to innovative ways of finding money for your business. Because typically many people are looking at, can I borrow money from the bank, or can I get an investor? And sometimes it's not happening. You have a good product, but finding the resource. Where do you think people should start looking, or how do you creatively raise money for a small business to be able to scale?
You need to be very attractive.
Yeah.
And attraction just doesn't come from the business yourself. You see, you should have enough integrity, enough goodwill for people to be able to stand in, either to refer you for help or they themselves to help you.
Yeah.
It's very important. The business of course, is if it's a limited liability, it's separate from you one way or the other in terms of business, yes. But it's you own it, everybody knows you own it. And people must see that you are really doing your very best.
Yeah.
It needs to reflect, it needs to be known. Listen, you must not always be the one telling your story. Because people are watching.
Yeah.
At least 2-3 people should be able to stand somewhere and say, oh, I saw you when you started.
Yeah.
I want to say this in all humility that, you know, this very big woman in Ghana who came to the Clatural Lounge and she said, listen, I was in the US when you started and I said to myself, how can you pick one design and grow a brand out of it?
Yeah.
And just, I felt that was very audacious.
Yeah.
And so I have been following you. And I must say that I've been sharing your story with people.
Mind-blowing, yeah.
Yeah, so this is to say that as we go about our businesses, people are watching and people are telling our stories for us.
Yeah.
At least not everybody likes you. So even let your haters, when they tell it,
They are struggling to tell.
Absolutely. Either they must not talk about you, or if they are talking, they must bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of it is dependent on you. You need to have a lot of credibility because money is hard to come by.
Yeah.
And your business must stand out. It can't be the normal ones.
Yeah.
If it's very, very normal, it's not very challenging, it's not very, it won't stand out. Let me take this opportunity. Clatural was formed in 2017. And we started off as a sustainable brand, but we've been able to shape our path very well. What it means is miles and miles away. You don't need to see the label in our brand to tell.
The brand.
Yes. We have a lot of imitators,
Yeah.
but people are able to, as soon as someone wears something,
somebody has copied
they
you.
said, this is not Clatural. Look at it. It's not even, you understand.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's important that you stand out. That is not to say we are perfect and everything. We evolve. We grow in every day.
Yeah.
And so, yes, to raise money, your credibility is very, very important.
Okay.
You must also have correct record keeping. Your business should be well registered. You must have an address. You must have
do all the basics. Cover the basis.
Cover the basis.
Yeah.
Someone was asking me just yesterday, so what are the policies in the textile industry in Ghana and all of that? And this is someone who had just finished fashion school. And I said, listen, you shouldn't be looking at policies at this point. Policies are very good, but for you, why are you looking for policies at this point?
Yeah.
Exactly. So depending on where you are, that's when you look for certain things.
Yeah.
But as a beginner, make sure you are well structured.
Yeah.
Is your company registered? Do you have your accounting system?
Yeah.
Are you keeping a good cash flow records?
Yeah.
For instance, you go to you go to the market on Friday, but you have sales with you from Monday to Thursday. That is, let's say, 1,000 cedis. And you know that on Friday when you go to the market, you are going to spend 900. It doesn't mean you should keep 900 and go and put 100 in the bank.
No,
put all everything in
the
the bank and withdraw. You see, those records are very, very important. But because people don't know, yes. And then also people must learn to price right.
Yeah.
Some people are just making losses right from the beginning. Yes. You know, so the business wouldn't be able to survive, let alone thrive.
Yeah.
So yes, you can ask for help.
And do you get all of the, okay, that's what I was going to ask, that do you think it's important that these startups look for help? Because you can have a passion and the idea, but like you mentioned, there's the difference between the show and the business of business. So how crucial is it for these startups to look for people to talk to, mentors to seek out? Because otherwise, I don't know how they are going to know all these things, you know.
Yes, not everybody is an entrepreneur. You see, if you have a skill and can develop something beautiful, something wonderful, or you can offer some services, you don't necessarily have to open a business.
Yeah.
I think that is, there's
error,
influx.
the
That's the error.
misconception,
Exactly, yes. Being an entrepreneur is a different wing altogether. You are a board, you are a CEO, you are a manager,
leader,
you are an accountant, you are
human
everything.
resource,
absolutely.
everything.
And it's not cut out for everyone. It's a very lonely journey. You pay everybody first and you are last and all of that. So you have a skill, you make stuff and people say wow and all of that. That doesn't make you an entrepreneur. Share it with someone who is in the business of businesses.
Yeah.
Yes, and let them advise you. They may link you to, for instance, you may know how to sew. They may link you to a fashion house and you can go and be a creative head over there.
Yeah.
The fact that you can doesn't make you an entrepreneur. I think that is where our problem
and a business owner.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's where our problem is. So sometimes or all the time, we need to talk to people who are more experienced in the business of making business.
Okay.
Yes. And then, they can direct us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shape the way
absolutely.
What we are doing.
Yes.
Wow.
Having an idea doesn't make you an entrepreneur. I mean, there are many ideas that have gone even into the graves. There are more ideas in humans than have been discovered. Do you understand?
It come plenty.
Exactly. the fact that, people are making fantastic products and couching of, ways of delivering, mind-blowing services.
Yeah.
But it's stuck in their head or because
on paper or in their room or something.
From conception to implementation, it takes a giant.
Yeah.
Especially in our kind of environment.
Yeah. We've said over and over, entrepreneurship is like a journey of faith. What is the riskiest decision you have made in the business that when it went through or if it failed or whatever, you were like, Charlie, this one next time I'm going to be more careful, because we are always taking a risk. Did it pay off? Did the risk pay off if you took such? And would you do the same again?
I must say, maybe I have been very fortunate.
Okay.
Not to be doing that. Or
you're very conservative.
Yes. I think that I haven't been in a rush.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. I have been very careful to grow gradually.
Organically.
Yes, organically. And so that reduces a whole lot of risk. And when it comes to me, when the idea comes, I have to run with it. Yes. I don't wait to perfect an idea before I implement.
Isn't that risky?
No, it's not. Because you see, you're not the only child of God. When an idea comes, you are not the only one God.
Yes. The only one that God loves, eh?
Absolutely. So if you're not careful, you may even think people are copying you.
Yeah.
You see, when an idea comes, I believe, I haven't read it from anywhere, but I believe that God releases ideas into the atmosphere. And then the brave ones, they catch it, and those who run with it.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So look at by creation, God was very systematic. He creates this, before this, before this. He could have done all at once.
Yeah.
Yes. So growth, pivoting, evolving, for me, it's a process.
Yeah.
For me, I don't wait for perfection before. Because I need feedback. I grow with the feedback from workers, from clients. So I can't wait to get something perfect before I put it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because your perfect may not even meet your client's expectation.
Yeah. It has to be there for you to keep perfecting it.
Absolutely. That's why, remember, look at human beings. Remember Adam's apple?
Yeah.
Now we don't have it anymore. Isn't the same God who is creating us? God is God is sharpening his skills. There were no airplanes.
Yeah.
Yes, but we have airplanes now. God is sharpening his skills. God himself doesn't even create the perfect one at the same time. Yeah. The beautiful ones are not yet born. Look at the kids that are coming up.
Yeah.
And they're more beautiful.
They are.
Exactly.
They are. What's the number one advice you give to anybody that is just about stepping out on this entrepreneurial journey? They have the idea. They have the passion. They think they can run a business. If they said to you, give that person one advice to take with them before they step out, what would it be?
Find a good mentor and a coach. And don't just go by the person speaking on social media or on the internet and saying stuff.
Yeah.
Dig the person. Make sure the person has a record of having been able to set up a successful business. It's very important.
Yeah.
Some people are just talking from the books. It's very important. You are embarking on a journey of establishing a business.
Yeah.
Talk to the ones who have read. Talk to the ones who have done the business before.
Yeah.
Its experience is different.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Those with the book is very important. They have things to show you.
Yeah.
But most importantly, those with the book and who have done it.
Yeah.
Super.
Who gets into CASA? How do you get into CASA?
Oh, CASA is for all artisans who are already implementing their ideas. What we do at CASA is to shape your idea into a sustainable one.
Okay.
The world, we are losing the earth that we are on. And in the next 10 years, we will need about 10 times fresh earth to be able to survive. It's very scary. With all the floods, all the droughts, the sun shining, you can't predict when there will be rain and all of that. The world is a mess by the way we live, especially for us with galamsey and all of that.
Yeah.
We're talking about drinking water. I mean, it's even dangerous, the water we drink now.
Yeah.
I mean, so yes, we need to preserve our environment. There's nothing better than living a better environment for our children.
Yeah.
It's worth more than
It's
trillions of
we can leave them.
Absolutely. The only inheritance, the best inheritance we can give to them. And so yes, at CASA, our main mission and objective is to shape the way people process artisans, especially whether wearable or non-wearable art. You need to be able to see waste as worth.
Okay.
You need to implement or process your product with zero waste tolerance in mind. Yes.
So they come in and you train them to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
And they're already artisans doing what they're doing.
Yes.
But you reshape the mindset. Train them.
Yes.
Okay.
About how to look after your environment in the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
How you can infuse other products in as raw materials, which may be waste.
Yeah.
Yes. And what it means to cultivate that habit of sustainability beyond your work.
We definitely need a lot more of the Clarists and the Claturals in the world. She's doing what she can in her industry. On our part, we are also looking to launch a fund to support entrepreneurs on our campuses. I believe that if they start early and we can shape the way they think and we can mentor them, not everybody will be an entrepreneur, but even if they go to their job with an entrepreneurial mindset, they work better. So we have launched Just Buy Beyond the Hustle, the book. You will get a unique voucher. Enter, share your idea. Who knows? We may pick you and we will support you. And if you have a mentor like Clara, you are good. Who knows? And we have so many people that want to give back, that want to shape your experience as an entrepreneur when you are on campus. When you come out and there are responsibilities, sometimes it's very difficult to take risks. So I encourage all of you to do that. If you want to keep getting more of these, follow us on all our handles, BT Hustle GH. And whenever we drop a video, you can watch. There's more coming. Watch the master classes that we are also sharing so that you can build your capacity. Beyond the passion, there's a lot more to business, and you need to hear it from people who have lived the experience and not just teaching you out of a textbook. And before you go, I have to let you know, I'm a proud board member of Clatural and CASA. Yes, I'm proud. And next time, maybe in one of the master classes, we'll talk about governance and the importance of, even if it's a small business, how to have people that you are accountable to. I would definitely pull Clara again onto one of our master classes where we can talk at length on the issue of branding, on pricing, on helping to pivot for the global stage. Until we come your way again, it's bye from Beyond the Hustle.